All right, guys, I'm trying to fit up the LLY intercooler. I have drilled out some spot welds. I just used like a 3/8 brand new drill bit on my Milwaukee drill. I have a spot weld cutter, but the drill bit was working better. So I didn't do these spot welds over here. I felt like this piece would give this some structure, which I'm still going to go in and tack weld this all right here eventually, because this seems to have a little bit of more flex than I want to right there. So I think that'll help there. But this also gets bolted into the truck with the fenders on the sides and everything. So anyways, I'll put this over here. And I used, so this perfectly straight line, or semi-perfectly straight line, was actually this Astro pneumatic it's Astro's tool, but it's an Onyx brand out of their line, Onyx line out of their brand. But that, this thing actually really, I fit the end of it in here, and I've since trimmed that off, but it just literally made a pretty decent line, and it's not like sharp or anything. It's a great little tool. I bought it was cheap. So I got this pretty close, and I don't know, hopefully a little bit more trim. And I got to trim here, I think, and I have to trim here, I think. And then I don't have to go quite this far with this cut. I think I have to go about half that all the way through, and that will give me enough for the intercooler to fit in. And then I'm trying to find a listing. I think that a stock gas radiator has these mounts, so I'm trying to find a listing for these mounts. I found some part numbers for the LBZ ones, but you know, the whatever they're called, I can't think right now. S10 ones seem to be similar, so I might go to the parts store. I have an account, so they just let me kind of pick through what I want. So if I go look at a part number, I can unbox it and look at it and see if they'd work for me. Obviously not going to buy a whole radiator for it, but I can see what may work, so I can ask them to order them for me, or find the part number myself and order it. They're pretty cool. Helps that Christopher works there. I got him the job there. But all right, cool. I'm gonna keep working on this. Let me lay it in, and I'll get back with you. All right, so this is where they laid in, and as you can see, it's resting pretty much against these pieces on the sides. It's tight against this one, and there's about that much room. I didn't see trimming it the way I had it drawn out in the last video, or the video that I made about trying to install this. Didn't really see the point of doing like a squiggly cut. I felt like doing a straight cut and keeping this, I guess for better lack of a term, sail panel would help. And like I said, if I do a little bit of welding over here with the brass spoon against there, I can connect the dots, kind of, so to speak, and keep it kind of structurally sound. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Didn't take a ton, probably 10 minutes of work to get this far. I stared at it for about a half an hour, on and off, before I did it. Working on the Suburban at the same time. That's a whole nother thing. Maybe I'll make a video about it. The rear glass broke in it. There was a reason. And no, someone didn't try to break into it. That would have been too simple. So, moving on. It's just about that much. So like I said, like half needs to be trimmed off of. So if you drew a line, that's like 7/8 of an inch over from the little piece that needs to get trimmed out. I think I'm just going to take the Sawzall and section it just a tiny bit. I don't love cut-off wheels. They're kind of my last resort. I hate sparks flying in my eyes. If you've ever had a chunk of metal dug out of your eye, you'll know why. Yeah, so I think I'm going to Sawzall that. Maybe like a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch more than I need. So like to here maybe? I don't know. So tell me what you think. Might post this video before I get cutting just to see if it can sneak down better. I also have to section a little piece of that down there though. This has to be sectioned just a tiny bit. So with the bushing in there, it's gonna kind of make it tight, but maybe I can like, I don't know, cut like a flat off the bushing, heat up a razor blade or get a really sharp razor blade. Because if the bushing, let me take one, thank you. If the bushing's in there like that, right? Then it's kind of gonna be up against, if I can sneak the camera in there, it's kind of gonna be up against the body mount in there, like the bolt that goes through for the body mount. So I don't know. It's a thing. I don't know why. There's a good amount of oil in there. I got this used from a guy, so maybe I'll flush it out with some acetone or something. It's been sitting on one side for a while though, so, you know, and not that a 6.5 isn't going to send any oil into one of these things anyways. One of these, they're intercoolers. This is like the remnants of what comes off of that little nibbler tool. It's pretty slick. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, so I think I spent $100 on this intercooler, and the guy offered me the radiator with it, and I was like, no, I'm going to make the radiator work with it. That was a while back. He doesn't have it anymore. So now I got to buy an aftermarket radiator, which is a bummer. But at least I can try to make it work in the... I'm thinking I'm going to put this in the service truck because it's got a routed core support. This is an aftermarket core support. I got it with a parts truck that a friend of mine was selling cheap. He was going to try to fix it, so he bought this for it. So that's how I ended up with it. I didn't spend my own money on it. Oddly enough, I got the parts truck for a set of tires, so, you know. But, yeah. So, I'll see how this goes. Maybe it'll work well. Hopefully. That'd be cool. But, yeah. I'll get back at you once I cut it a little more, I guess. Or, you know, once I get some opinions from you guys. Thanks for watching, guys. See you. Oh, yeah, like, comment, subscribe. If you feel like it. See ya.